Okay, this video is called Who Loves You? And it's with regard to understanding how to help yourself. You have to be able to have a more accurate perception of reality if you're going to be able to understand things and make the right choices. So just a typical example here is actually a beautiful painting, Reflections on the Thames River by John Atkinson Grimshaw. And the reason I show this to you is because I can remember so many people, they all want city water, okay? And they think that well water is low status, but the well water is much better than the city water, full of F minus, estrogenic chemicals, and other harmful chemicals and aluminum, okay? So what I'm trying to say is the default setting of popular opinion very often is completely wrong, the opposite of correct. And so unless you're able to think outside of conventional thinking and popular opinion, you're probably going to be fat and sick and cognitively impaired in your 50s like most people. So I'm going through this with you to help you so you don't get tricked into stupid stuff. Okay, and I'll just give you an example. Who loves you? My mother, I knew she loved me. Okay, I would come home on the weekends, every other weekend or so when I was in med school. I went at a med school not that far from home. My mom would do my laundry. She'd always want to talk to me. She knew I was kind of sad because I'd split with my girlfriend of several years, who I thought I was going to marry, and so she'd always say things like to me, well, why don't you date the girl at the tennis club? She's very nice. Things like that. I mean, I always knew my mother was, she'd do my laundry for me. She was always trying to do nice things for me, okay? And so the reason I tell you that is that's love, all right? Now, just in comparison, your tap water in almost all cities in America, there's some exceptions, but the vast majority of them, it's got F minus in there, aluminum, and a bunch of harmful estrogenic chemicals. That doesn't sound like love. That sounds like lowering IQ and sterilization, okay? Your food, what's the subsidized junk in most of your processed food? It's got, this GMO soy sprayed with glyphosate, estrogenic stuff, not good for your health. That doesn't sound like love. In your grains, there's all this stuff is sweetened with, this atrazine sprayed high fructose corn syrup, which is often contaminated with heavy metals. That doesn't sound like love. Okay, the air is polluted much more than it should be. The public schools are a disgrace. Run for your life. They're so bad it's not even funny. They just turn kids against their parents. Get the mothers out of the house so they can get the kids over there younger in preschool and start brainwashing them to hate their parents and reject religion or reject traditional values and become just nihilistic, materialistic losers. Okay, well, I'm teaching this because a lot of people think, oh, someone's going to save them. Someone's going to make things better. And I just want you to understand, it's up to you. You're on your own. And that's not a harsh thing. That's good to know because then you can start working to try to make your life better, make life better for your family. Christian values are celebrate individualism, the freedom, the family, be fruitful and multiply. Modern atheistic secularism is the opposite. It wants conformity, obedience to arbitrary rules, collectivism, poverty. It says abort your babies, sterilize the young people, divorce is good, euthanasia of the sick and elderly, okay? That's a very different life philosophy, okay? And it's not what most individuals would want. Most other people think that other people like them more than they do. And I was like that when I was young. And then I kind of got the shock of my life when I went to far away to college to Stanford and I realized no one cares about me rather than my local neighborhood where I had tons of friends and was popular and a nice family. And that was good for me, though. I didn't like it, but it was good for me to realize, wow, I'm on my own in this world. Okay, look at what happened in the Ohio River. Okay, there wasn't much effort to clean that up. That didn't sound like love. Okay, the healthcare system is designed to make money. Okay, all these chronic diseases that are curable with the low-fat vegan diet, they don't get cured by the healthcare system. Okay, people sometimes get recommended Mediterranean diet or some version of the ketogenic diet. That doesn't get almost anyone better, okay? Even though there's an obvious Esselstyn diet. Instead, what happens? They get put on a pill for life or they go for surgeries that don't make much difference, okay? In terms of their all-cause mortality, for example, coronary artery disease or diabetic pills to keep them on pills or hypertension pills for life and potentially lower blood flow to their brains. So once you understand that, you then can be smart about what to do. And here's one thing I see. I see over 99% of people make the wrong decisions with their health. Lots of my doctor friends don't want to change their diet, yet alone the patients. Are you kidding me? Okay, so here it is, Proverbs 26:11. As a dog returneth to his vomit, so a fool returneth to his folly. Okay, here's a quote that I saw on the poster of this guy who I admired when I was a young freshman over at Stanford. This guy was a great All-American wrestler and a really successful, good, nice guy. On his wall, he had a poster. Do not ask for an easy life because you're not going to get it. Pray to God to make you stronger because that is possible. And that was a good attitude. Learn how to deal with things as they are. The one who cherishes understanding will prosper. Yes, there's a lot to learn, and you have to open your brain to thinking in different ways. It's sort of like I want to teach people about health. I do the best I can to teach them, but in my experience, a lot of people, because they don't even understand the basics, they sort of think someone out there is going to save me or make a better rule and everything's going to get better for me, that they don't even try to understand or change, and then they're kind of hopeless, and you can't really do much to help them. In an atheistic society, the rulers see the people. There's no created in the image of God. That's all gone. That's out the window. They simply use it's atheistic Darwinism. They see humans as just, apes that talk, okay, talking primates. And the ruler believes that they essentially own them like farm animals. And how does a farmer treat his farm animals? He just uses them for profit, okay? He'll even, the farm animal that's not making money, he'll just call it a useless eater, okay? They're not interested in helping you. They want to depopulate you. The more abortions, the better. F minus in your water, okay? That's not love, all right? And so people tell me to shut up. I shouldn't talk like that. My family member and relatives tell me to shut up. Don't talk like that. But I think once you get it that there's never going to be any committee to make a rule to make your life better. There's never going to be any committee to make the food better, the water better, the air better. It's just not going to happen. There's no money in that. Things happen based on where the money is, okay? So you have to learn how to save yourself. And once you get that you're on your own, that the medical system's only got pills and surgery for you. They're not going to fix your diabetes, your hypertension, your obesity. They really can't, okay? Then you could recognize, I'm going to have to fix this myself. I'm going to have to get my act together. I'm going to have to learn about all these things and make intelligent decisions. Then you can get your information and get your information from a bunch of sites. There's no one, information site or news site that's going to give you everything you need to know. So I would strongly recommend you get out and check information from a bunch of different websites and other information sources so you could, be better informed and make better decisions. So anyways, good luck.